welcome to Kitchen Garden Live. Now, the Hairy Bikers from the RHS Hampton Court Flower Show! Look at all this, we're all dressed in well lovelies and it's dead posh, it's going to be great.
It's fabulous. We've got food, we've got flowers, and we've got our very own totally edible garden to cook in. That's right, you can eat everything that's growing.
And you? Where have you gone?
Oregano. It's going to be blooming lovely.
I've just eaten something I can't speak with. On the menu today, Hollywood superstar Stanley Tucci is here!
Yay!
A hugely talented actor. He's also a massive foodie, written his own cookbooks. The perfect guest for our first show. We'll be lighting the barbie and cooking up some summery dishes for him using the incredible edibles that we've got growing on the set.
The designer of our garden is a brilliant gold medal winning Juliet Sargeant, and she's going to give us an official tour of this stunning garden, our home for the week, and she's got lots of tips to help you grow your own at home.
The complete legend that is Raymond Blanc shows us around his epic garden, which inspires his food, and to be perfectly honest, everybody else as well. You know, we're looking, don't we?
Genius. And yesterday, Si got the chance to meet one of the foodie suppliers here at the show, Chris Smith, who is the oracle on growing your own fruit and veg. I mean, even if you don't have a garden. But we'll be barbecuing some of his delights later on.
So, now, all this kit that you're looking at is everything you can get at home. There's no posh, chefy gadgets that you fiddle about with. No, it's all here.
And you've probably noticed there are lots of familiar faces in the crowd for today's big press day here at the Flower Show. Well, should we go and meet some of them?
Oh, I might as well, seeing as we're here.
I want to see my old mate, Len.
Oh, yeah? Oh, go on then.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Len. So, Len.
Yes, my dear.
Have you ever grown your own?
No, never. I can't grow anything, honestly. Weeds I can grow, that's about it. But I understand you can eat some weeds, nettles and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's good, Len. That's good. And what about you, sir?
Well, I actually do Len's garden, so... We grow lots of weeds.
Where's Liz?
Liz. Hello, Liz.
Hello.
So enjoying the show so far?
Well, I am, but you just said that you don't need any sort of, that you've got no special kit, but you've got a blooming big oven, a really posh oven thing at the back there.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
intrigued
no
about
electricity.
that.
I mean, the
really?
thing
Is
though,
that just a barbecue thing then?
Ish.
Yeah,
oh,
sort
yes,
of, yeah.
it is.
Is it?
Well, I mean, you spend all your time cutting things up. Can you do
Yeah.
any good with veg?
I'm quite good with veg. I'm quite good with vegetables. The problem is I grow them, but I don't eat them. That's the problem.
You grow them.
But I don't eat them, which is yeah, no.
Amanda Lamb.
Here she is. Here she is.
Very floral.
Do you grow anything?
I do. Well, actually, he does. My husband Sean grows lots of things, and we've got an abundance of courgettes. Courgettes
Right.
everywhere.
Oh, well, we've just got just the thing for
Thank you.
And we've
I
got
never know
Nina.
what to do.
Hello, Nina. How are you?
Hello.
Hey, I can't wait. I've only come for the food. I don't actually like... No, I'm joking. I love to grow lots of fruits and vegetables. So I've got an abundance of tomatoes about to happen. So I'm going to have to cook lots of tomato-based food.
Hey, there's nothing tastes better. Well, our guest of honour today is the multi-award-winning Hollywood superstar.
He's here. He's here.
Stanley Tucci.
It's good to see you.
Hello, Stanley.
Well, we're very excited to have you here because you're a massive foodie as well as an enormous, enormous Hollywood star.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've written two cookbooks as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, do you grow your own food as well as cook it?
From time to time, we didn't do a vegetable garden this year because we're moving house, so we didn't want to leave it for the people who bought the house.
No, well, that'd be wrong.
Too much. Yeah.
At least you can eat your garden before you move.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but we didn't do it this year, but I have done it. And I remember the first time I did it, I planted 25 courgette plants. Not forgetting that. Yeah. Well, we lined the hallways with them. It was embarrassing. But anyway, they were good.
Courgette carpet.
Did you eat the flowers?
Yeah, I eat the flowers, of course.
We're going to show you something.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Where did we see
it?
Well, we hope so. Well, hopefully we can sort out some of those tasty flowers and show you what to do with them. And also, we've got some Pims. The Pims plant is here. So we're going to knock up something, you know, chop up the herbs and put it into the Pims and distribute it, you lucky people.
Wow.
Well, while we get on with the Pims, here is Raymond Blanc in his kitchen garden, or potager, as he likes to call it. He started it himself back in 1984. It's pretty impressive stuff.
It is, like, isn't it?
Welcome at the manoir. In Swiss potager, you have 150 varieties of vegetables that my gardeners grow. These vegetables are picked and immediately are cooked in my kitchens. Here is Anne-Marie tidying up her artichokes. We've been together for a long, long time. How long, Anne-Marie?
32 years now.
That is a long time, and we still love each other.
These are absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, look, I love this. This is Angelica. Oh, it's incredible. Smell that flavor. The garden is a complete inspiration, and Anne-Marie is the architect. This is coriander. This is Jen. She's in charge of the vegetable garden.
This is a variety called Navarra, and the kitchen are using it for a beef tartare dish. So they're peeling out the little leaves out the centre and then putting the beef tartare on it.
And that's why this garden is so fundamental. It's the heart of my gastronomy. This relationship between the garden and the kitchen makes what we are. It's our DNA. What is that thing? Look, the enemy, another enemy.
So that's where flea beetles have attacked the leaves. But luckily enough, they don't attack the radish.
The chefs are waiting for this wonderful harvest.
Yes, they are. I'm going to take it up to the kitchen.
Absolutely. Thank you, lovely. Thank you. Wow. A whole field of courgettes. And for me, the courgette is probably the most emblematic vegetable of my cuisine. That's a male, a very young male flower. For the courgette to grow, it needs pollination. So it's beautiful bees and other pollinators picking up the pollen from the inside of the male flower, and of course pollinating the female, which will grow its own fruit.
We're averaging around about 9,000 flowers through the whole season.
You are magical, Anne-Marie. Thank God I've got you there. I have created a beautiful dish for Anne-Marie called Assiette Anne-Marie, which is a spring plate, and the heart of it is my baby courgette with this flower filled with a beautiful mix of vegetable, which is in honor of the gardeners.
And our great team.
And the great team. I hope my gardens and my wonderful gardeners will inspire you to grow. You don't need a huge garden, you just need a beautiful window sill where you start growing your herbs, your first little baby radishes, and it's so rewarding. Good luck, very happy growing.
Thank you so much, Raymond. It's totally inspirational. Well, I have a vegetable garden too, but seeing that, I think I need to raise my game. But I have got loads of potatoes though, and honestly, I've grown these with my own fair hands. I dug them last week.
Now, Raymond Blanc showed us his signature dish using courgette flowers. Here's what we're going to do with them. They're brilliant.
We're going to make a courgette flower tart. With some nice Italian cheese in, and it's very simple to do at home. You start off, this is just bought puff pastry, and we draw a line there so that when it cooks, the outside's going to rise up, and we prick the base so that the base sinks. Now what I need to do now is to get myself a bowl.
Now I'm just frying off some onions and some garlic. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to wilt this fantastic tart. Everything has come from the garden today. It's just brilliant.
Everything came from here?
Yeah, everything comes from here.
I'm not sure about the lemons, though.
Well,
I've yet to find a lemon tree.
Let's gloss over that, Dave. Gloss over that.
Anyway, I'm going to mix my lemon with ricotta. Well, probably not, actually. Everything else is growing here. We've seen Szechuan peppercorns and wasabi.
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing. Alan Smith, what a man.
Right. How old were you when you started to cook, Stanley?
When I went to, after college, when I went to New York, and I didn't have any money, so I had to learn how to cook really inexpensively. And a lot of Italian food, which is what was the basis of my family's cooking, that's what you did, and it was great. It was easy and cheap.
Because you hail from southern Italy, your ancestry.
Yeah, my grandparents are from southern Italy, both. And then we lived in Florence when I was a kid for a year, so that's where I sort of learned Italian and...
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really, in Florence. Well, that's a fantastic mix of food and art in Florence.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, and it's very different, it's very different than southern Italy, too.
Oh, very different. Well, my sister lives in the Valdano, so I'm over there quite a lot. And if you could sum up Italian food in one sentence, what would you say? I know what I would say. It's about love and passion and care and
yes,
it's in family, isn't it?
And connectivity.
Absolutely.
I think it really connects people. I think it's the thing that actually connects all of Italy is its food.
Yeah, and we've just been filming down in Calabria and Puglia, which it's the cucina povera, and the two words kept being used, and it was simple and natural. Yeah. And honestly, we had some of the best food. This is the ricotta and lemon zest mixture. I'm just putting it on the inside.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Of that tray.
So now, what we've got in the pan at the minute is we've got some chard, we've got some onion, we've got some garlic, we've got some fresh herbs, mint and parsley. We're just sauteing them off to get to wilt, but it has to go cold, and we haven't got time. So guess what?
Here's something we did earlier.
See? You knew it was coming, didn't you?
Thank you. So all we do now is scatter this over there on the centre of the tart. As I said, it is like a garden in pastry.
Onions, garlic, and chard.
Onions, garlic, chard, fresh parsley,
and fresh mint.
Fresh mint. That's
okay.
it, Stanley. Obviously, salt and pepper. Because if you don't know how to season, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now we start with the wonderful courgette flowers. And one thing we learnt off Raymond was that you can sex a courgette.
Eh?
Well, yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's right.
What do you say to it, Dave?
Well, coming out tonight.
It's a live show.
I love you. I love you.
Yeah. So basically, all we do now is we slash them like that, like so, like so, like so, like so. I was a courgette with a love life, and you lay them like so. They're all there at the bottom of your garden, but it's only the female ones that fruit.
Oh, yes. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like life in it.
Yeah.
Now we've got feta cheese, so we crumble that over. And again, can you put a bit of pepper on this side?
Yeah, no worries, dude, yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. You just put the whole thing on.
Yeah, but what's your seasoning, though? Because obviously we've got salty feta.
Yeah.
Like so, more feta.
Look at that, lovely.
But doesn't it look like summer?
It does. It's just beautiful. Beautiful.
Perfect for your pims.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now some Parmesan cheese. And you scatter that liberally all over, and that's going to cook with the courgette. But because we slashed the flowers, they shouldn't kind of swell up and explode.
No,
is that what happened?
Well, it might do with us.
Yeah.
Knowing our reputation after last Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, hey, what was that like? Poor summer pudding.
I thought you handled it very well.
Yes.
Weeping.
Yes. Weeping.
You don't get that with Michel Roux Jr., do you?
No, you don't, Dave.
Just
you know.
paint an egg around the outside. Now we've placed this on a trusty peel for our pizza oven, and what we've done before is we've covered the peel with cornmeal, so you get that wonderful polenta. So you get a little bit of dusting also, it doesn't stick.
And also, yeah, so it slides off into the pizza oven really quickly.
Right.
And another top tip, if you have a pizza oven at home, it's wood in, steel out. Got it? What is it? Wood in, steel out. Excellent.
Well, Kingy, you've got wood.
I have.
Yeah.
There we are. And we just put it into there like that. Look. You ready? Clean as a whistle.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Beautiful. So what are you doing at the moment, Stanley?
Right, and I'm just talking to you guys. That's it.
But you've been directing, haven't you?
Yeah, I directed a movie last year coming out in August about Alberto Giacometti with Jeffrey Rush starring as Giacometti and Armie Hammer. And,
Oh, that's great. So was it great to be back behind camera?
It was. It had been 10 years before since I directed a movie, and it was great. It was really fun. Great. I had a great group of people.
Yeah, and you love art as well.
I do. I love art. Yeah. Yeah, and then we would go eat dinner afterward. It was fantastic. What could be better?
It's not a bad life, is it?
You know, it's all right if you don't weekend, isn't it?
Right. Well, that needs to be in the oven for about 10 minutes.
It does. I'll just have a look. I don't think it's good. Not a chance.
Not a chance.
It's a slow cooker, that one.
Oh, no, well, it's supposed to be rather fast, but, you know.
So, Stanley, what's the film called?
It's called Final Portrait. It'll be out in August, and it's the story of Giacometti painting a portrait of his friend, James Lord, whom I got to know at the end of his life.
Wow.
And it's their conversations, and it's like Giacometti's life in microcosm. And he was a very eccentric, sort of explosive personality. So it's this very kind of contained
And what's
piece.
that thing? What's that love of what you do behind the camera? Because it's a very different role behind the camera or in front of it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, behind the camera, you don't have to wait because you control the time.
Yeah.
When you're in front of the camera, you're waiting all the time.
And Giacometti was most wonderful artist who did the most elegant kind of delicate sculptures to it. They're very strange but wonderful.
Beautiful.
All right.
Absolutely beautiful.
Oh.
Is it over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stanley, they might let you. You can say the immortal words. Here's one.
Here, what? Here.
Here's one. We did
There's
earlier.
one.
Oh, you see,
That's
we're not getting caught out
beautiful.
again, I tell you.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's amazing. You put it in there and it comes out
we
here.
did this
I've never seen
earlier.
anything like that.
We did this earlier in that oven.
Yeah.
But we knew the other one would take 10 minutes.
It's the magic, I tell
It's
you.
amazing. Gotta get one of those.
But you see, in a pizza oven, puff pastry is no longer a dark art.
No, you can buy it in the shops. It's great.
It doesn't look too shabby, does it?
No, it looks great. What do you think?
That looks beautiful.
It does, doesn't it?
It's kind of hard to make your own puff pastry, isn't it? It takes like years to make your own puff pastry.
Oh, man, it's layers upon layers and butter and layers and butter and layers and butter. I mean, it just drives
there's
you
tricks.
nuts.
buy it.
There's
Yeah,
tricks.
yeah.
But that is our courgette flour tart.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Come on,
take
let's have a
All right,
taste.
let's go.
Should I bring the drinks? You can share mine, Dave.
Oh, I know. I'll get my own.
Oh, all right.
Go on.
Well done.
Oh. There we are, sir.
Perfect. How we doing? Good.
Well, this is a bit of a
really-
cheat, sir.
that's
So the
really
proper
beautiful.
Italians. Our courgette do have a bite.
I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I like that you just put the whole thing on too.
Well, it's nice because it's kind of it's great for al fresco dining, isn't it? Because you just do your thing. It's fab. Fab.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. And thank you very much for coming. It's
Thank you.
brilliant.
That's fucking great.
Isn't it great? It's really good. It's really good.
Delicious. You know,
Well, Juliet Sargeant, an award-winning gardening designer who took gold at Chelsea last year, designed our special show-stopping garden. So let's go and meet her and we'll have a look.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this. This is amazing.
Hello, Juliet.
Hi
Lovely
there.
to see you again.
Hey, Juliet, how are you?
Hi.
You've been so busy.
Yes, I've got loads to show you.
Oh, well, let's get... Because I have to say, the way you've designed the garden with everything is edible, I mean, that must have been a challenge. Show us around.
Well, let's start with composters, because that's
Yep.
the beginning of every good garden.
Okay.
These are really easy. You just stack the bricks yourself, and the compost heap grows with the bricks.
Genius, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's so
It
good.
looks good too. It's like a beehive. Look at all these wonderful...
And here
Chard.
is a living wall.
Yep.
Oh,
Which
I
is
love
great.
this.
If you haven't got a lot of space, this is really brilliant for growing herbs and then other edible plants. It's really, really handy thing to have.
So you can eat the wall.
So you can just buy this wall, there's little pockets of soil in it, and
Yeah,
that's
you can.
remarkable.
There's even, you can get irrigation behind it if you want.
Can you?
We've got kohlrabi. I've never seen
Yeah.
purple kohlrabi before.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it is
You
fantastic.
just grate that and put it in salads. I
Look,
think.
I just think it's so innovative the way that you've kind of produced the garden, and you know what's interesting is it's very beautiful because you don't associate ornamental gardens with vegetables and fruit and stuff that you can eat, do you?
There's no need to hide your veggies at the back of the garden.
Well, here's a beautiful one. That'll be for Jeremy Pang later.
You're perfect.
It's a stir-fry pot.
That's a really great space-saving thing, I think.
Yeah.
You can just grow a whole recipe.
It's the variety that you can grow in a relatively small space, though, that is just remarkable.
And here, this is my favourite bit, really, because this is ornamental plants that
Yeah.
people may just have in their gardens, but you can eat them. So we've
Sure.
got elderflowers, elderberries, daylilies, you can eat the buds. Hostas, they're a Chinese delicacy, so you
And
can eat
elderflower
those.
champagne.
Yeah, get the champagne going.
Oh, it's just, and it's so vibrant and beautiful.
And your regulars, cabbage, potatoes.
This is to show crop rotation, which is a really
Yeah.
good thing to do in the garden.
Yeah.
And
Look
then
at
here
these.
we've got just a really nice flower bed.
Yeah.
But you can eat it.
So do you believe that anybody can grow something to eat? Is that your
Absolutely.
passion?
That's what I want people to know. Even if you've only got a little bit of space,
Sure,
you can
sure.
grow food.
What's that?
This is
Oh,
interesting.
that's aquaponics.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about that later in the week. So.
All right. Some machine.
It is amazing, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
looks great,
fish.
isn't it?
Have we? Oh yes, tilapia.
Look at the Cavalonero. We can eat the fish as well, allegedly.
Yeah, not those though.
Oh, yeah, well, never mind. I was looking forward to going fishing.
Oh, brilliant.
And this plant
Artichokes
here,
are stunning, aren't they?
I want to show you this plant over here, which is
Right.
a mulberry.
Oh, great.
It's the RHS plant of the year, 2017, because normally a mulberry would be an enormous tree. You'd have to have
Sure.
loads of space.
Yes.
But these you can grow in a pot.
It's a tree. It's not just a plant.
It's more a bush that you can grow in a pot.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for taking us around the mulberry bush in your wonderful garden.
Oh, it's amazing. Now, I saw what you did there. Now, Julie, it's time for you to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labour
Thank
because
you.
we've got something very special coming up.
Now, taking over the tongs now, it's Jeremy Pang, and he's going to raid these veg planters where he's going to whip up a very tasty stir-fry.
Good to see you, mate.
Jeremy's certainly the best man to do it.
He certainly is.
We're going to get cooking straight away, aren't we?
Right, please, that would be brilliant.
We're going to do it's a slow poached pork here, so it's been poached in 5 spices, essentially. Wow. Star anise, cinnamon, fennel, seeds, and then we've got the fennel, and all the veg comes from the garden itself as well.
This is fine. And you just want this cut quite
nice
finely.
and finely sliced if you can, and then we're going to piece it together on the round plate, because that's what we like to call the wok clock. So we'll go with
the wok clock.
Yeah, we'll get harder vegetables first would be good. Garlic, slice the onion and the peppers as well. Yeah. And then, this is proper rough and ready cooking.
Well, it's great, which is exactly right up our street.
Yeah, but you guys know from Hong Kong, right?
Yeah. But you've just written a book on Hong Kong street food.
Yeah, Hong Kong Diner. It's called Hong Kong Diner. So yeah, it's really sort of really hard, fast cooking on the wok, which is what we like.
What time is pepper, Jeremy?
Let's go pepper first with the fennel.
1 o'clock.
I've got some light soy sauce here. And a little bit of sesame oil as well.
Can you cook with sesame oil? Because some people say you can't.
Yeah, it's like sesame oil is for sort of cut at the beginning and at the end of your stir fry.
Ah, right, got you. Yeah.
More for flavour.
Because it burns really easily. It's got a low flash point, hasn't it?
Exactly.
For temperature.
I've got some corn flour. That's going to sort of brown the meat nice and quickly, and then we just need to make up a quick sauce. So you could grab that mixing bowl.
Certainly. Yeah. That's one thing we learnt in Hong Kong, Jeremy. That was to put corn flour in.
Yes.
I know it tenderise when you velvet meat, but also we were cooking for Alvin Lung, the chef with 2 Michelin stars.
Yeah,
of course. We cooked the meal. And we didn't put corn flour in. We had wonderful scallops and prawns.
Right.
But it didn't. It kind of we lost the sauce.
You want the sauce to kind of wrap around your meat. So I'm just going to take a little bit more light soy here, and then some rice wine. All right, a little rice wine.
Yeah, rice wine and pots.
It's kind of like a savoury kind of sort of brandy almost.
Yeah, it is. It's
chicken stock. Yeah.
About 100 ml?
About 100 ml, not too much. You want it just to wrap around, and then we're going to get cooking. So straight over here, you can bring the sauce and the wok clock over.
Yeah, on its way.
Oh, we've got the bee. We haven't finished the wok clock yet. Hold on.
Spring onion would be good. We'll just throw that in.
Yeah.
I love this. It's great.
We need to burp it though first, don't we?
Yes, we do, because burping's a good thing.
Burp it. There we go. It's a very traditional thing, burping at the table in Chinese tradition.
Is it? And slurping your noodles.
There you are, sir.
High heating oil is good, okay, guys. So a little oil, and then straight in.
What better man for a wok lesson than Jamie from the School of Wok?
I'll tell you what, it's flipping hot round here.
We love our wok puns, Straight in with the veg if you can, but let me just burp that 1 more second, just so I don't singe my eyebrows off. Yeah. Okay, straight in with the veg.
I think what's happened is the wind's got up, so we've got more fire.
That's your fennel, and then we're going round. But because it's so quick, everything can kind of go in at the same time.
Well, that's brilliant.
Thank you.
You've got to move stuff around. You've got to move it all around.
Let me see if I can get that up a bit further.
No,
you're all there, dude. Sorry.
Okay.
I remember when we were in Hong Kong as well, we met ladies, gentlemen, and basically they said you could cook anything. You had a wok and a chopper, you can roast.
Seriously quick cooking, and if you can, give it a flick round, and then we're going to get that sauce straight in there now.
Straight in?
You can see how quick this is.
Wow,
I mean, it's kind of a little bit
We've got plenty of time, Jen. We've got lots of time.
Do you
get it right?
I'm going to go slow motion.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tidy up as we go. It's always good.
We're better to be first time for everything, isn't it?
You guys spend a bit of time in Hong Kong.
Well, you know what we found was absolutely fascinating about Hong Kong, particularly, is the Dai Pai Dong, so the street carts.
Well, this is almost like making your own Dai Pai Dong at home, isn't it?
How important is it to get the heat on the wok?
It's all about high heat. You know, really understanding how to control that heat. And that's what this sort of movement is about. If you don't move your it's a stir fry at the end of the day. You've got to keep stirring, That's pretty much there. Whoa, there we go.
Hey, we're flying. There's stuff going everywhere. It's great.
There you go. You can see that sauce is sort of caramelised around the edge of that wok. So we're ready to serve that up, okay?
Right.
Fantastic.
Here it goes.
Yeah, actually, that's wonderful.
Okay,
that's a lovely old wok, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
What's it?
We need to remember to close that down, right?
Yeah. That's one thing we learnt in Hong Kong, and it was like the old woks like that, the carbon woks. Is it called the wok haze?
Yeah,
the breath of the wok?
So, wok haze is like the height of the fire. understanding how to control that fire is what when you become a true wok master. Yeah?
Wow.
You know, and you can see how sizzling hot that is. That has a seriously good season right now.
Yeah,
so,
it does. It does. And you are truly a wok master.
Well, you know, we're learning. Yeah.
Wow, let's get it on the table.
That's such a good-looking dish, isn't it?
It is such a good-looking dish.
The
Fabulous.
big thing for me is we've got the fennel seeds that we poach the pork in for about 45 minutes. We've got star anise, fennel seeds. That goes with the fennel as well. So, yeah.
Well, there's a beautiful anise to it as well, and that goes so well with pork.
Exactly.
What did you think of that? That was good.
Seriously,
you smell it as well, can't you?
Now that's quick food.
Yeah. Well,
Seriously
we get to taste it.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Stanley, Juliet, just come over.
Come over and have a nibble.
Love to.
It's a proper Hong Kong breakfast, that.
Wow. Delicious.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And you poached that.
So yeah, I poached that for about 45 minutes. And what that does is it makes it succulent, but still gives it a bite.
Right. Yeah, right.
It brings out the fatty impurities, you know. Yeah. Go for it. Dig in.
Oh,
please, yeah. Chopstick etiquette.
Yeah. That's a big bit.
Yeah, Stanley.
Hey.
I'm having trouble here.
Oh man, the flavours and that are great.
I think, Juliet, the work that you've done this past few days, we'd be ready for somebody to cook for you.
And all out of the garden, other than the lamb.
It's great, isn't it? All from here.
Well, the pork didn't come from the garden.
No, obviously, no. But you know,
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
well, we're glossing over that one.
Yeah, I know. Well,
That's fantastic.
I've been known to convert vegetarians. Yeah.
Really good.
Juliet didn't say she was converted to belly pork there by any chance.
I am.
That's my job, isn't it?
Listen, Jeremy, thank you so
you so much.
Remember,
Pleasure, guys.
if you fancy having a crack at any of Jeremy's recipes or any of the recipes that you see on Kitchen Garden, head to the BBC website, bbc.co.uk/Rooney Food.
All this week, King and I are introducing you to some of the foodie suppliers exhibiting here at the Flower Show.
Yesterday we had a very busy day. Everybody was rushed off the feet, finishing stands off, etc. Now, we managed to steal a little bit of time with this particularly great grower, Chris Smith. Chris, great to meet you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
This is an incredible array of edible plants.
We grow about 600 different varieties.
Is it organic?
We're not registered organic because it's too much paperwork, but we don't use any chemicals and we try to make sure that anything we buy in are grown organically.
Do you give out quite a lot of advice then?
I think the most common question is, what can I sow now? You can actually sow things all year round, in your garden, in your greenhouse, whatever. And unfortunately, people think March is over, I haven't sown my beetroot, I can't grow any. Well, of course you can.
Let's have a look round, shall we?
We will.
Chris, talk us through some of the more unusual plants.
Wasabi. Not the easiest plant to grow, but you can grow it in your garden. It likes a bit of shade, it likes a bit of moisture, but it doesn't like to sit wet in the winter.
What's next?
Yacon. This comes from Peru. They have a flavour like pears. You can cook them, you can eat them raw. What more could you want? This is cucamelon. Have you ever tasted the cucamelon?
This is a first. Looks like an alien poo.
It's a cross between cucumbers and melons.
Oh, wow.
The plant will bear hundreds of them, and they're easy to grow.
I love this, man. Oh, look at these. Chris, are there any secrets of growing this type of produce?
People don't realise they need to plant them early because they need a long growing season. We got a new pepper called Pop Tea. One plant produces 40 or 50 peppers. Courgettes, very easy to grow. Aubergines, maybe a little bit of a step too far.
Sure.
Unless we get a summer like we're having at the moment. Tomatoes, easy to grow.
The difference in how sweet the tomatoes are in the Mediterranean. How do you do that in a UK climate?
If you choose varieties which have natural sweetness, they're fantastic.
We've got some cooking ideas. I'm excited. Well, I have some of the most amazing produce from Chris, and I'm heading off to the kitchen.
Well, Chris is here. You know, well, he's sitting there between Amanda Lamb and Jane Moore. What a lucky fellow, what a sandwich. Anyway, yes. I hope we've done justice to his incredible edibles. There's no pressure then.
No pressure at all, dude, no.
Hey,
now
Stanley.
for a proper chat with Stanley.
Yes. What do you want to know?
Oh, everything.
I'll tell you everything.
You've got the most amazing film life, directing life, art life, and cooking life.
I love cooking. Cooking I want to do most of all, I think.
What's this here about when you were filming with Meryl Streep, you phoned her up and said, we better cook to bond?
Yes, I said, you know, we knew each other, we were friends, and I said, you know, I'm really excited about doing this movie. I was in New Zealand making a movie, she was in New York.
Sure.
I was about to come home and I said, you know, we really have to, not to be too methody, but we need to get together in the kitchen and just cook.
Yeah.
She said, all right, so we organized it, and we decided we were going to cook one of Julia Child's recipes, blanquette de veau.
Yes.
Which is a very heavy, all kind of old-fashioned, beautiful,
fantastic.
You know. And so we did it. We said, we invited people. We said, okay, 7:30 we're going to eat. That didn't happen. I think we ate about 9:30 after 6 bottles of wine.
Perfect.
The Blanquette de Veau was good. Everything else
Well, it would be after 6 bottles of wine.
We think it could have been terrible. We don't know.
I mean, you've done 2 major movies about food. Is it Big Night and Julie and Julia?
Yeah. And Big Night was not really we never intended it to be a food movie. It just sort of turned out that way.
Well, I just like the way that it plays with kind of food.
Yeah.
The Italian family setting it up,
yes.
and all those relationships, and then you have commerce on top of that, because it's just what Italian people do and love and know. But when you put commerce into it, it becomes a very different thing.
It can kind of poison it in a way.
Yeah.
So, no, if you love food and you haven't seen it, do watch it.
You've got to watch it. It's
film.
just epic.
You know, did that inspire your cookbooks?
Yeah, it did. After that, I wanted to put together a cookbook, and I put it together with my parents and a friend of mine who was the consultant on the film, Johnny Scapin, who's an Italian-American, French-trained chef. So he's Northern Italian, my parents Southern Italian. So to put together those two, what are really very different cuisines in a lot of ways, into this one book, and that's almost 20 years ago now, and it's still doing well. So
just the love for life, isn't it?
It's great. It's great.
And talk to us a little bit about the final portrait, because this is a very important step for you now.
Yeah, I love Giacometti, and I love art, and I like the process of art. I like to tell stories about the creative process.
Sure.
And they shouldn't ever be too kind of rarefied. I mean, Big Night was that in a way. It is about the creative process in the way, and the struggle between commerce and art. And in this Giacometti film, those two themes are there. But you never want to make it rarefied or precious, or you know, you want it to be accessible to people.
Yeah,
sure.
So that was my intention.
Your book Tucci Tables was for the family. Is that right?
That what?
Your book Tucci Tables was for the family.
Yeah. It was. That was my wife and I. My wife is is British and a great cook, and so we sort of fell in love through cooking.
Well, Stanley, do you want to come with us? I'm going to make our monkfish kebabs.
I'll follow you anywhere.
Hey!
Let's go. As long as we've got something on.
It's a really kind of meaty kebab. It's a meaty monkfish skewers. We've got ahead of ourselves. We've marinated the monkfish.
Okay.
So before, what we've done, we've marinated it in fennel seeds, coriander seeds, cumin seeds, thyme, garlic, lemon juice and zest. No more than half an hour. I think you don't want to over-marinate fish. And then it's over to the master of the fire with his veggies.
So what we've done, I went to see a fantastic grower who's with us called Chris Smith. Absolutely amazing. This is everything that I picked up from his display yesterday. And all we're going to do is really, really simply, because if the skewer these beautiful pieces of monkfish up with a beautiful produce that Chris produces, and the simplicity of the application of fire to great ingredients produces great food. And as long as it's done with a bit of love and a bit of care, there's just nothing better.
Yeah. Well, this is pearl couscous or jumbo couscous.
Oh, beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, it's very much seen in Israeli food, I found, when we're out there filming.
Yeah.
Now, what you can do is just to toast it lightly before you put the stock in. Leave it with cling film. We haven't with this one.
Okay.
It's the most wonderful colourful salad. To this, we add some of our...
So you let that just absorb the stock?
Yes, yes. You either toast it first, then put it in a pan with the stock, cling film on the top, or just as it is, stock, cling film, leave it to go cold, and it just kind of sets itself. With some sprouting broccoli, just pop that in. Now these are broad beans. Have you seen our wonderful broad beans up there?
Yeah.
These have just been blanched and double podded. They're like little emeralds. Right. Pop those in, and some peas.
Oh, this is lovely.
It is lovely. And we just put some spring onions through.
And I'm pleased to say the unpredictable British weather's held off, hasn't it? It's great.
Oh, don't put the Geordie curse on it.
Sorry, dude, sorry. I know we're not used to this in the northeast, you know. It's like 10 degrees warmer down here. It's great. I'd be wearing a string vest if I had time.
So what if you had one Italian dish to take with you to the end of time, what would it be?
It's hard to say. I really do love risotto. I'm kind of a sucker for risotto.
And I hear on the grapevine that you're a massive, massive fan of seafood as well, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I am. I love seafood. Yeah,
It's
I really
just the
love it.
best, isn't it?
Love it.
What's if you could only eat one bit of seafood for the rest of your days, what would it be?
Well, probably, I mean, let's face it, linguine with white clam, you know,
Yes.
this is white clam sauce.
Yeah. Vongole.
Really simple, vongole.
Yeah, perfect.
Or even with a little bit of tomato and a little pepperoncino.
Can't beat lobsters, can you?
Or,
Yeah.
or lobsters, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
Well,
put
kind of all of it, yeah.
I'm putting some tarragon in here now, and I like tarragon in salads. You know, if I do a salad niçoise, I always put tarragon in the dressing. It's that aniseed thing, and anything aniseed reminds me of the south of France.
Yeah.
But it's lovely in this, and just some mint leaves.
So what we're going to do as well, when we serve the kebabs, we're going to serve them with a yogurt sauce, and it's really, really simple. So it's slightly sweetened mint sauce, some garlic, some yogurt, and then some fresh mint just pushed through it, seasoned with salt and pepper. That's it. Spoon it over the kebabs, and it's as simple as that.
Nice.
Now I'm just mixing that. Already the colours are coming there. There's, you know, it's a lovely kind of green salad, but it's soon to go wonderful shade of yellow
I
orange.
love that Israeli couscous.
It's great.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's. I got some saffron I've soaked in water. Put that into the bowl, and some yogurt. That there. Some honey.
Stanley, could you pass me a spoon, please?
Yes, a big spoon or a small spoon?
Any spoon, I don't care. As long as it's spoon-shaped, I'm happy to receive it, sir. Thank you.
And some sugar. And again, I'm going in with the herbs, with the tarragon and the mint. Oh, this is tarragon.
Oh, it's lovely. How lush.
It is. I think one thing we've found, we've been cooking with a lot of veg recently, and it's showing respect to vegetables that hitherto we would have done to the main event.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
in
Very
Italy,
important.
people would take some chickpeas, and that was the focus of attention.
Yeah.
And there was some alchemy going on that I loved.
It's true.
But I
A lot,
think that's-
particularly as you go farther south, it
Yeah.
becomes more
Yeah.
and more vegetarian.
Well, it
Yeah.
does because it's cheap.
Yeah,
And
it's cheap.
cucina povera, which is the cuisine in Puglia and in Calabria
Yes.
and in parts of Sicily still, is absolutely awesome.
And you have the climate for it, too.
Oh, well,
yeah.
and I think that was the thing, because we've just come back from filming in the Med.
Yeah.
And what's been wonderful about it is that you just eat sunshine constantly, because the vegetables and the fruits, just amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. So, Stanley, do you grow your own veg? I mean, what have you
Well,
grown in
I
the past?
did. I mean, you know, we've done it before. I've done it in the past, and I was editing a film years ago in one of the houses that I lived in Westchester, and I would take a break and I'd go out and sort of tend to the garden while the editor was working, and then I'd go back in and we'd look at stuff, and then so it was a really nice kind of, you know, it was a nice way to get away from the editing room.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
That fantastic
Very
colour.
satisfying.
So have you had any inspiration from our garden?
Yes, yes. I have a garden exactly like this at home, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, mine too.
I mean, bigger.
You'll be able to go all these people in yours.
Yeah, where did you lot come from?
See, the problem I have with this, though, hey, is I go away filming and I come back, my garden's a mess.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you have to kind of keep it up, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's the hardest part.
But you can imagine you've got the flavours, the tarragon, the honey, the mint. It's all there. So we just serve this. I've got some lamb's lettuce, or mouse ears, if you call it in France, like so. Did you have a pizza oven, Stanley?
I did. I had a really lovely pizza oven at the house I sold in before I moved here. It was built in, but now it's my intention to get a mobile one like that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I think, honestly, I'm absolutely so into them. They're brilliant.
Look at that.
God, that's beautiful.
It's
With the
lovely,
saffron,
isn't it?
yeah, that's really nice, yeah.
Are you ready to receive, Mr.
I'm
Myers?
ready to receive, Mr. King.
Oh, I have to say, the ends of these are really hot, and I'm being really brave.
It's fine. It's
I think you
important to
better
take
get
your
out of
time.
Yes! No!
Ooh,
Look at that.
come on.
Right. And now for the final little flourish.
There we go.
Excuse me, Mr. Myers.
It's quite a hearty portion just for one.
Indeed. and just literally just seam it across. Beautiful.
Right.
Love it.
So, Chris, where are you, Chris?
Now here he comes. Come on, Chris. This is your ingredients, mate.
This is our homage to you.
How you doing?
Stanley?
Oh, thank you.
Taste it.
Well, it's lovely to see the veg cooked.
Oh, thank you.
Do tuck in, gents.
Sue, go. Give it a
Stanley?
go,
All right,
boys.
yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna pull a piece of that off.
I love it. There's such a lot going on.
Give me a go in here. No. I'll go on, Stanley.
That's
I'm
really
coming round.
good,
I'm
isn't
coming round.
That's really
Mate, it was absolutely amazing to see what you did yesterday. It was fantastic.
Nice, isn't it?
It's good to see the vegetables actually cooked after growing them all, and not knowing what to do with them sometimes as well.
Oh, well, that's homage indeed, because you're an amazing grower, I have to say.
Wow, that's a great combination.
It does, it all works quite well. And that
It's
saffron's lovely. Summer flavours,
You've got
great.
to show respect to your garden.
Yes.
This is true.
Look at it.
Yeah, and it's time now to ask our star-studded audience if they have any foodie or grow your own questions.
So, and we've got a panel of experts. So, fundamentally, dude, we should have all angles covered, I think.
We certainly have.
Wait a minute,
Where's Liz?
I'll just get my microphone, hold on. Hiya, Liz.
Liz?
It is a really important question because I said I didn't eat the veg, and that's because either the cats lie on it and kill it, okay, so how do you get the cats from not using your vegetable patch as a litter tray, or I don't know when it's ready, so it stays in there and then it dies. So
that's a big, that's three questions.
That's one for Juliet.
I think, Juliet,
how do you stop your cats using your veg patch as a litter tray?
And not knowing when to pick because she doesn't think it's ready.
Garlic spray is quite good if you want to be organic.
Ooh.
Garlic spray.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. That's the whole idea.
Nadia?
Nina.
Nina!
No worries. Chris, I've got a question for Chris, which is what kind of plants are good to grow in the shade? Because you've got a big magnolia tree in the garden and it creates a lot of shade. So what are good plants to grow there?
Nina, what sort of plants are good to grow in the shade, Chris?
Okay, any leafy veg, so spinach, lettuces, anything like that does really well. And there's also some perennial things. You can grow Japanese ginger, you can grow sweet cicely to put with your rhubarb, a number of perennial veg as well. So there's a lot you can actually put in a shady place.
Fantastic. Oh, wow. Juliet, what would you put in the shade?
Well, if you're thinking about edible ornamentals, there's some over there, mahonias, which are a nice shrub, but have lovely berries in the autumn.
You know, you need to come and have a look round it a bit later on and have a look round and see what you can find.
Who wants to know about beetroot?
Me.
Oh, was
Casey,
it
hello.
Me.
Hello, Casey. I see you there.
Well, I've got one child that's a bit gastronomically challenged.
Yes.
He's a fan of the beige food.
Beige food.
No.
And we have an abundance of beetroot. Now, my friend Nash, she always puts it in a brownie, so she hides it that way.
Oh,
Is
that's
there
a
any
good
other
idea, Nash. Well
way
done.
I can...
Right, well, I'm afraid that's all from us today. I'm sorry.
Sorry, we'll do it off air, honestly, I promise.
Kitchen Garden Live. Thanks to all our fantastic guests, Stanley Tucci, Juliet Sargeant, Jeremy Pang and Chris Smith. And not forgetting Raymond Blanc and his talented gardeners.
All the recipes from today's show are on the website bbc.co.uk/Rooney Food. We're back tomorrow when we go behind the scenes of another brilliant show garden. Get a pizza lesson from two fellows which has more beards than we do.
Aye. Chef Tommy Banks shows us around his fantastic kitchen garden up in North Yorkshire. And last but by no means least, Kingy meets his legendary hero, soul singer Gregory Porter.
I might be a bit excited.
Oh!
See you later.